Whoa! There I am! Good morning, everybody. Or good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this video. But it is taped live. It's Saturday, April 11th at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And it's time to do some yoga. I try to strike a balance between being effective, strengthening, therapeutic, absurd, and fun. My name's Scott Anderson. I'm 54. Try to keep up. All right? This is just gonna be fun today. Who's here? Who wants to do some yoga? I want to do some yoga. In fact, I'm ready to jump right into it. And don't give me any grief about my hat. Hello, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna put my coffee down. I want you to know that I'm serious. Good morning, bro. Are you on your mat? It's also a good idea to have a block nearby. You may not have an Ironman kettlebell. That's okay, you won't need one today. And you also might need a towel. Now, thank you, Carrie. I love the whoop-ass intro. Thanks. Lots of love today. Step your feet nice and wide. Reach up and to your right with your left hand. And reach up and to the left with your right hand. Come back to center. Slide your hands down your legs. And then let your hands rest on the floor. Let your arms hang. Let your head hang. Let your torso hang off of your hips. And bend one knee at a time. I'm feeling frisky today, guys. You might want that towel. I don't know what's going to happen. Take your hands and bind them behind your butt. Squeeze your palms together. Lift your fists up. Place your hands on your thighs and slowly rise up so that you're facing your screen or the long edge of your mat again. Point your right toes out. Bend your right knee. And just pull your hips down. You can go as far as you want. You can stay lifted as much as you want. So maybe you're just in a lunge, or maybe you're squatting on that right heel. This is a good time to start breathing in deeper. Switch sides. Lunge to your left knee, or work your way all the way down. Think of your breath like a furnace. If you're breathing through your nose, creating that little bit of constriction at the epiglottis to create that sort of impatient sound, that Darth Vader sound. Rise back up to center. Now, slowly today, I'm going to guide you through two things, a salutation pattern and also a couple of different 4-beat movements that we're going to start to throw together in combination to get the heart rate up today. This is definitely going to be a little bit more cardio for you than you might be used to. And good morning, Andres. And it might be a little bit sweatier than you're used to. If you're, I watch a lot of YouTube videos on yoga now, and I'm like, how do I get my sweat on here? How do I get my sweat on here? Everybody step to the top of your mat. Look down at your feet. See my feet? Oh, they're gorgeous, man. I'm telling you. I recently trimmed my nails and put some lotion on my feet. So, you know, these bad boys, look at that. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, hello.
Okay. So, now that you got your feet pointed straight forward at the short edge of your mat, bend your knees slightly, hinge forward, and reach down. And just place your spiders. And look up if you're not sure what that is. That's just your hands on the floor on your fingertips. 2 5-legged spiders. So place your spiders in front of your feet, and then lift your feet up, and then push your toenails down, almost like you're trying to drag your mat out from underneath your spiders. Lift the toes up, and then drag your toes back. Lift your toes up, drag your toes back. Very nice. Now, step your left foot back and lower your left knee to the floor. Pull your hips back and sit towards your left foot. And if that's uncomfortable, remember, you don't have to sit all the way down. But what I do want you to do is drive that right leg straight. So push through to your heel. Almost feels like you're pushing something off of the front of your mat. And then come forward. Plant your hands. Step back and touch your chest to the floor. Remember, you can always, when you're lowering down, lower your knees first. Lower your chest, and you can leave your knees down on the floor while you push your chest off the floor, and then lift your knees. Either way, press back into down dog. Or my personal preference is always crouching cat. That's the knee slightly bent. Look down at your mat, the very center where sweat would drop off your nose to hit the floor. Lift your right leg into the air and step forward. Reach your right hand up. Look up at your right thumb, reaching for the ceiling. And reach down. Step your left foot forward to meet your right. Place your hands on your knees and flatten your back. Now, as you exhale next, I want you to bind your hands behind your butt, squeeze your palms, lower your head and your heart, and lift your fists. Stay here for a breath. When you inhale next, bend your knees, separate your hands, reach for the ceiling away from your hips. And then as you exhale next, straighten your legs and place your spiders back on the floor. Lift your right leg into the air, step all the way back, and lower your right knee down. Press your chest to your shirt. You can lift the left heel. You're trying to pull your groin or your pubic bones to the top edge of your space. And then push back, sit to the right heel, or just slide your left foot out straight. And again, I want you to see that you can straighten this left leg without sitting down on your foot if that's uncomfortable to knee, ankle, or big toe joint. Come forward, plant your hands. Step back. You can lower your knees down now or leave them lifted. Lower your chest, touch the floor, keep your groin off the floor. You can keep your groin off the floor and lower your knees down, and then push up with your knees on the floor. Or you can always keep your knees lifted. But I'd rather you do that, use your knees as leverage, than peel your belly off the floor. From down dog, lift your left leg, step forward. Reach your left hand up, look up for your thumb, reach down, step to the top. Hands on knees or thighs, pull your heart forward, flatten your back, and breathe in. As you exhale, grab your hands behind you and bow forward, lift your fists. When you breathe in, bend your knees, separate your hands and reach up. As you exhale, straighten your legs and reach down, spiders on the floor. Let's go through it again. Left leg lifts, breathe in. Step back, breathe out. Lower the knee, breathe in. Straighten your right leg, breathe out. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, step back, touch your chest to the floor. Inhale, push up. Exhale, press back. Inhale your right leg up, right leg. Exhale, step forward. Right hand reaches up, breathe in. Reach down, step to the top. Half lift, inhale. Bind your hands behind you, lower your head and heart, lift your fist, exhale. Utkatasana, squat down, reach up, breathe in. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold forward. Right leg lifts, inhale. Step back, exhale. Knee to the floor, breathe in, heart forward. Exhale, push through the left heel. Come forward, breathe in. Step back, touch your chest to the floor, push up, press back. Left leg lifts as you breathe in. Step forward as you breathe out. Reach up as you breathe in, left hand. Reach down, step to the top as you breathe out. Half lift, inhale. Bind your hands behind you, fold forward, lift your fists. Lower your butt, reach up, breathe in, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. One more set, left leg lifts. Exhale it back. Knee to the floor, chest forward. Exhale, push through the right heel, pull your hips back. Come forward, breathe in. Plant your hands, touch your chest to the floor. Push up, press back, right leg lifts. Step through, right hand high, breathe in. Reach down, step to the top. Half lift, hands on knees. Exhale, fold forward, lift your fists. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Rise, reach down. Right leg lifts, breathe in. Step it back. Inhale, heart forward, knee down. Exhale, pull your hips back and drive through your left heel. Come forward, breathe in. Step back, touch your chest. Push as you breathe in. Press back as you breathe out. Lift your left leg as you breathe in. Exhale, step forward. Left hand reaches up. Reach down, step to the top. Hands on knees or thighs, breathe in. Bind your hands behind you, fold forward. Utkatasana. Squat down, reach up. And rise up, Tadasana. Exhale. Fold forward. Again, just hang. Toe heel your feet to the edge of your mat. Push into your heels. Let your back round. Let your head hang. Grab your big toes. Pull your shoulder blades onto your back and draw your collarbones away from your thighs. Plant your hands. Step your left foot back. Notice that my right hand is on the outside of my right foot. Pull the hips forward and the heart forward. Now we're going to step right foot behind left leg. Lift it. Step over. Left leg is still straight. Reach your right hand up. Lift your right heel. Reach your right hand down. Crouching cat or down dog. Press your heart towards your feet either way. Left leg lifts. Step to the outside of your hand. And pull your heart forward. Oh my goodness. It feels good to be warm. It feels good to be starting to break a sweat. Feels good to be moving and straining, doesn't it? My head was down a lot, so my nose is super runny. I feel great. Plant your hands flat, and you're going to step your left foot over your right leg. After you plant that left foot, keep your right leg straight. Drive through your heel. Reach up with your left hand. Lift your left heel. Grab the floor or your mat with your right hand. Press down into the fingertips like a cat would claw something. Release. Flip back over. Crouching cat or downward facing dog. Lower your knees for a moment. Sit to your heels and rest your palms on your thighs. So as I said earlier, we're going to definitely try to build up a healthy sweat so that no matter what the temperature is in your living room or bedroom, wherever you're practicing, we're going to get that heart rate elevated, get that blood moving, okay? But let's take just a moment to center, lift the heart. This is your moment to create that feeling like a samurai warrior, or at least any type of warrior that's noble and proud and preparing for a battle. This battle is between you and yourself. Our higher nature, which wants to ascend and transcend, our lower nature. We all are familiar with that shadow, the one that wants comfort and ease and feels entitled to it, doesn't want to work for it. Take one more breath. All right. Now, the first thing, this is going to be 4 of everything, okay? And like I said, these are going to be sprinkled throughout the class. Every time we need to take a break, we'll take a break at the appropriate time, and we're going to learn the next beat of 4 and then keep progressing until we're just a hot, sweaty mess, until we're hot couture, H-O-T. I'm already so hot, I got to lose this hat. You're going to plant your hands at the top of your space, and you can leave your knees down or lift them up, okay? So I'm going to do this twice for you guys, but remember, everything that we do is going to be 4. So that's why you can keep your knees down as you do 4 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, you can do those with your knees lifted too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press back into crouching cat and lift your right leg up. Step forward, reach both hands up into the air, Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. So if you're new to my channel, if you're new to this method of yoga, we do not do upward facing dog. It presents a significant problem for the lumbar, which may not bother you at all. But since I'm 54, and I specialize in teaching yoga to people for longevity, how to take care of the body, then this is where we get our great hip flexor stretch and length. We get it from our lunge, and we get it on one side at a time. So plant your right foot firmly, like you're holding your mat down, and lift your left heel so that you're as high on the off of the heel and on the ball of the foot as possible. Hold on to your head and lift your elbows. Look up. Lunge into the right knee a little bit more so your hips are going down. Now try to make up that aggregate space that you lost by lifting your heart. Bring your hands to your chest. Lean forward and twist. Keep your elbow hovering over your knee instead of dropping it to it and using it as leverage. Back heel high, back leg is straight. We're not in a pose, we're in a movement that has slowed down. You can always bend your left knee and load the left quad. Make sure you're pressing down into your right heel and not just having your weight in your forefoot with your heel on the floor, but actually put your heel down deliberately. Right heel down, right. Left heel up. Untwist. Place your hands on the floor. Lower your left knee. Straighten your right leg. And drive through the heel. You can grab onto your calf, your ankle, your foot, or pull your toes back. Whatever degree you need that length from the right heel to the right shoulder blade. Release. Let's do a little cross core, shall we? So remember, when you're learning this method at home, if I've got my leg, my right leg in front of my heart, my next goal is to take my leg into the air behind me. to make my hip do the opposite and work the opposite set of muscles right here. So come forward, plant the hands, step back, lie down on your belly, slide your hands forward, lift your head so you can see your thumbs on the floor, push into your right hand and lift your right leg, push into your left knee and lift your left hand. Your objective is to hold your right leg in the air, but get your groin off the floor. So press left knee down, lift the hip bones in the groin, and lower gently. Slide your hands underneath your chest, and with your knees on the floor, or lift them first, pull your groin off the floor, and then push up. Press back. Lift your right leg, step forward. We're going to turn to our left 180 degrees, lower the right knee down so that you're facing the other short edge of your mat. Now the reason I'm doing this is so that you can always see the screen when you're practicing yoga by looking to one side or it's directly in front of you, okay? So, lift the right knee up, reach your hands up in the air, and we're back in Anjaneyasana. And again, once we take our hands off of the floor, look down at my left heel if you can see it. I got all the weight in the front of my left foot. So I'm going to put the heel on the floor. I'm not going to lift the front of my foot, but I am going to push my foot down. Think of your left foot as a stamp, like a rubber stamp, and there's ink on your foot. Leave a really good print of your foot. Lift the right heel high, hold onto your head, thumbs behind your ears, look up at the ceiling. Lunge into your left knee a little bit more, but pull your left hip back at the same time. Your right inner ankle is pressing in, but the heel is lifting. As you sit by bending the left knee, again, your heart tries to make up that lost space, and it just elevates a little bit more. Bring your hands to your chest, lean forward. Thumbs touch the sternum, twist to your left. Bend your right knee if you want to. Bending the right knee has a real useful benefit. It helps teach our body in a lunge anti-rotation. So the more you bend your right knee and press into the ball of your right foot, the more you're keeping your right hip elevated, so your hips aren't turning with your shoulders. That means we're getting more rotation from the hips to the shoulder. Untwist, hands to the floor, right knee down, draw the hips back. Push through the heel, and then maybe walk the hands forward. Your goal here is to try to keep your chest pressing against the front of your shirt instead of hanging off of it. Now that's more of a cue for the fellas, because ladies, you're always wearing those spandexy tops, you know. My outfit cost me, let me see here, $14? And ladies, you can't step onto your mat without spending at least a couple hundred, right? No, I mean, I'm not being facetious here, not terribly anyway. But that's just the culture now, right? That's what we wear in the 21st century. We wear yoga clothes. I think it's awesome. Release. Come forward, plant your hands, step back, lie down on your chest. Slide your hands forward. Remember, don't rest your forehead. You should be able to see your thumbs on the floor. First, push into your left hand so you can lift your left leg. Push into your right knee so you can lift your right hand. Get your hip bones and groin off the floor. Make sure you're breathing when you do this. Don't hold your breath to hold a pose, because there's no such thing as a pose. Release. There's only a movement that slows down. You know the statue of David? That's a pose. Slide your hands underneath you. Pull your groin off the floor first. Push your chest off the floor after that. Press back and bend those knees. It's okay to bend your knees in your down dog. It's really helpful for you to reset that curve in your low back. We shorten the hamstring slightly so that there's less pull on the pelvic floor. But we are pressing the heart to the back edge of the mat, and we're looking straight down. Lift your left leg and step between your thumbs and turn 180 degrees to your right. Lower your left knee down. Now I want you to scoot your right foot forward over the top edge of your mat. And then toe heel it to the right so that your right foot is near the top right corner or off of the top right corner of your mat. And this is, as always, I definitely always want to reiterate, this is a best as you can scenario. So if you cannot get your foot this far away from your knee, we're always doing the best we can, because I can't get it here until I can get it here. So whatever step you've taken, forward and out, is a great thing. You can always leave that left hand on the floor. You can place your right hand on the floor. And if you breathe and relax, and you maybe take enough, heavy drugs, you might bring your elbows down to the floor. Let your right foot turn out. Try to drag your left knee forward. That pulls your hips up and back, and then you can soften and melt, and then you can push into right heel, left knee, and then melt down. Who are we kidding? This is weird, and it could be sort of sexual. You could think of it that way. You could think of it that way. I am not. My mind is pure, like the driven snow, but your hips are going down and your hips are going up. Now, if you want to go deeper, walk your hands or your elbows backwards. And as your elbows go back, you're going to want to turn that right foot in again and bring your right knee up. But you're walking your elbows or sliding them back towards your left knee. And we're still going back. And eventually, we're going to sit back to left heel. And you might have lifted your elbows to get there, and that's okay. You're still a good person. Spread your right toes and release. My goodness. Bring your right foot in, back onto your mat. Lift your left knee, turn left 180. Right knee down. I bet you know what we're going to do, you freak. Bring your left foot forward to the corner of your mat or off of it if possible. Right hand's on the floor, soon the left might be. And remember, like I said, if you've got a lot of immobility in your hips, if you're post 40, if you're post 50, post 60, this practice is for you, because you can always do what you can in your body today. And it will make gains if you do it daily. That's why we're doing this daily, okay? So if all you do is walk your right hand back, please know that that's awesome, all right? And for those of you whose bodies are a little bit limber today, lower your elbows, let the left foot turn out, and push right knee down, push left heel down, and then relax. What we're doing is just firing muscle and then shutting it off, like turning a light switch on and off. Push back and let the hips sink. Push back
and come forward. We're going to do that one more time. Push back, and now start to walk your elbows back. This feels a little bit like a soldier going underneath a net in basic training, only he's going backwards, okay? Keep walking your elbows back. Your left foot's going to turn back in. Your left knee is going to come back towards your shoulder. Keep walking those elbows back. Keep them on the floor as long as you can. Begin to push through your left heel. Elbows slide back to the right knee. That's freaking intense, man. I am not liking myself right now. I do not approve of myself. Whose idea was this? This genuinely blows. And lift and come forward. And when I say it blows, I mean it blows the flower petals of life through the garden of being and into the essence of enlightenment. Turn 180 degrees to the right, damn it, and lower your left knee down. It's about time we add phase 2. Step your right foot back, and we're going to do our 4 push-ups. On your knees or not, 1, 2, 3, 4. Press back into crouching cat, and you can see the center of your mat, right? In down dog or crouching cat. As light as possible, jump your feet to the center of your mat. Jump and squat down for a second. And turn your head so you can see me. Here we are, the center of the mat. Don't jump to the top of your mat. Don't jump to your feet or to your hands. Jump halfway or less than halfway. Jump back. Jump forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Lower the knees, sit to the heels. That's 4. Okay, so now we've got 4 push-ups, 4 little hops, 4 little hops, because tomorrow's Easter. So we got to throw in a little bit of bunny action there, okay? I've done my best to help you prep the hips well for the 3rd step, but the next thing that we're going to do is stand up and work on some open hip and some warrior positions. So step your left foot forward and turn to your right. Rise up. Turn your right foot out, and your left toes are pointing forward at the long edge of your mat. Lunge into your right knee. Reach your hands up and straighten your leg. Press your palms together. Press them firmly so that an egg in your hands would be crushed and drip all over your head. Reach out and bend your knee. Rise up. When your hands connect, don't just touch them. Squeeze them together. Reach out, bend your right knee. Inhale up, push, and bend the knee and let go. One more time, breathe in. Exhale. Straighten your right leg. Reach over your right foot and place your right hand on the inside of your calf, the back of your hand. Reach your left hand for the ceiling. Look up at your left thumb, make sure it's above your nose, and that your left arm isn't reaching back or rotating palm to the wall behind you. So your left palm and your right palm are facing the same direction as your eyes and your chest, okay? As you inhale, bend your right knee, come into reverse. Inhale like your arm is a meter on an oxygen tank filling up. Exhale, come to triangle. You can reach that left hand up or over if you want. Inhale, bend the knee, reverse warrior. Exhale, triangle, or extend the left arm over. One more time, breathe in, lunge into the knee, reach up and back. Exhale, back to triangle. Left hand reaches forward.
Bend your left knee and place your right hand on the floor if you can. You can always rest right palm on your shin. Stick out your butt, pull your left thumb back, try to turn your chest back to me as I turn mine to you. And release left hand to the floor. Rotate the right foot in, the left foot out, turning left, right knee down. Just take your hands to your left thigh for a moment and try to drag your right knee forward and then relax, plant the right hand. Push your left knee over the top of your mat. Both hands on the floor. Walk them to your left so you can plant your right heel. And rise up, warrior two on the other side. Did you guys hear my voice break there? Warrior two. I don't know what happened today and yesterday. I'm going through puberty all over again. So I got that going for me. Inhale, reach up, straighten your left leg. Press your palms together and crush that imaginary egg. Exhale, bend your knee and reach out. Inhale, rise up. Push into the palms. Bend your knee and reach out and let go. Inhale, come up. Press the palms. Exhale, warrior two. Hold it here. Pull the groin back. Lift your heart. Your butt's in your pants. Your chest is in your shirt. And we're breathing deep. Left foot is flat. So if all the weight's in the forefoot, if you could easily lift your left heel, put some weight on your left heel. Straighten your left leg, reach forward over your left foot with your left hand. Back your hand to your inner calf, inner knee, anywhere. Rest your hand on your shin if necessary. Reach your right hand up. Let's pause in our triangle so that both palms, chest, eyes facing the same direction. Breath is steady. Breath is smooth. Right arm behind your back, left knee bends. Left hand reaches up. Don't turn your chest to the left. Keep your chest and eyes directly in front of you, hopefully where your screen is. Exhale. Left hand to inner calf, right hand reaches straight up. Reach over if you need more length through those side bodies and hips. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, triangle or extend. Inhale. Exhale. Hold it here. You can always reach up again. You can place your right hand on your hip. If you can keep reaching right hand over your head, great. Bend your right knee, plant your left hand, or leave your left hand on your shin. Pull your groin back, pull your right thumb back. Release, right hand to the floor. Turn the feet to the right. Left knee down, low lunge. Take your hands to your right thigh and try to drag left knee forward. Hands to the floor. Try to push your right knee over your toes. Oh, that's freaking glorious. Lift your left knee, walk your hands left, turning to the long edge of your mat, rise up, turn your heels in, point the toes out, squat down into horse pose or goddess pose. Let your hips be heavy, but draw them back like a swing, a child on a swing. Swinging backwards. Swing the hips back, but keep them heavy and low. Push the thighs down with the palms. Lift the heels. Press into the tips of your big toe. release. Hands to the floor, turn to your left, plant the hands and step back. 4 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little hops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next step. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand and pause. And think of your hands as paws. So grip the floor. That's going to help alleviate the pressure in your wrists. That's why our card today said hands to the floor, because we're going to do the hands on the floor a lot today. Take a deep breath, and I want you to jump switch. Ready? Go. Left foot on the outside of the left hand. The right foot jump to the back of the mat. So when we add this to our counts of 4 today, it's going to be 4 on each side, guys, not 2 on each side. Jump switch. Jump switch. That's 2. Jump switch. That's 3. Jump switch. That's 4. Step back into crouching cat. Lower the knees. Sit to the heels. Burns right there, right? Or I hope it does. Bind your hands behind you. Forehead to your mat. Lift your fists. Also try to pull your fists to the ceiling. Don't try to pull your fists so far forward over your head that you start to get too much pressure in your neck. And then lower your fist to your butt. Lift. And now, for one of my favorite torments, but it's not torment alone. It's torment and therapy. Lift the right knee. Lift the left knee. And if you need your hands on the floor, do that. Right knee down, left knee down. Left knee lifts, right knee lifts. Right knee down, left knee down, left knee lifts, right knee lifts, left knee down, right knee down, right knee lifts, left knee lifts. Now that's a lot of work and information for your hallux joint, your ankles, and your knees, and it's important, okay? So, even if you have to have your hands on the floor and you lower right knee and lift it, left hand on the floor, lower left knee and lift it. That's really your task until you can take the hands off the floor and do one knee at a time, or do knee down, down, up, up, or if you're really ready to progress, both knees down, both knees up, both knees down, both knees up. Either way, your calves and your quads hate you right now, don't they? Plant your hands, walk them forward. You're welcome. Step your knees back, lie down on your belly. Slide your hands forward. Stay on the balls of your feet. Keep those toes curled under, and then drive your heels back. So your knees lift, your quads engage. Your knees might even lock out here. Now to keep the back relatively safe and crimping free, push into the palms. See if you can lift your groin off the floor, even with your knees lifted. And then release. Bend your knees. Reach back and grab your ankles. If you can't reach back and grab both ankles, if you're one of these kick slappers, I still love you. You're a good person. If you're here and you're like, this is fucking bullshit, right? That's okay too, guys. That's why we always keep a towel nearby. I'm going to grab this bad boy right here. Okay. So if you have a towel, you can throw it around your legs. Now everybody, holding your feet or holding your towel, kick. But you're not trying to get your big toes on the ceiling. You're trying to get the tops of your feet on the floor or the back wall behind you. Release. Place your hands under your shoulders. Take that groin off the floor. Use your knees as leverage if necessary. Push up and press back. Left foot steps forward. Turn to the right. Rise up. Oh, how are we doing on time? It's going to get so fun in the worst possible way. Turn your right foot out. Oh, my goodness. Place your right hand on the floor next to your foot. When I watch all those other yoga videos on YouTube, that's what I wish they were doing. Stop acting like this is so calm and serene and you can just wake up and get out of bed and stick your foot behind your head. It's hard work. It's worth it. Worth it. Slide your left hand across your back towards your right hip. And then push the back of your hand against your hip or kidney so that your elbow bends and your chest turns to the ceiling. You don't have to look at the ceiling. Please don't. We're not here to get a weird little crick in the neck. Now, if you wish, you can straighten right leg, bend left knee, right hand slides to center, and then reach between your legs like you're going to get a high five from somebody behind you. Bend the right knee and slide the right tricep across the back of the right knee. Reach the right hand up. If you find your left hand, bind. And if you can't, you've got your towel. Hold it in your left hand, throw it behind your back. See how it looks like I'm pooping a towel right now? Grab the towel with your right hand and maybe straighten your right leg. Wherever you are, breathe. Take a second in the most difficult moment and think about something just in life that gives your heart an orgasm. It's just like, oh, I'm so in love with this thing or this idea. And maybe that breath and that heartbeat is that euphoric feeling of being alive. I can tap into it when I'm practicing yoga. And slowly release your bind. Place your hands on the floor. Turn your right foot in. Walk your hands to your left foot. Turn left. Lower the right knee down. Take your hands to your left thigh. That alone is going to feel really great on your right hip. Push your left knee over your toes. Now let's stretch from the front to the side. Plant the right hand. When you lift the right foot, literally drag your knee 1 inch forward to pull the patella back and put the pressure on your femur. Grab your foot. And let's not forget, guys, you can always lasso your foot with your towel. Release. Walk your hands to the right, lift the right knee, rise up to star, because you're a star. You're a star of your life. Turn your left foot out, bend your left knee, heart comes down, and the hand comes to the floor. Maybe your elbow comes to your knee. This is a good step towards hands to the floor. Every single iteration or depth or variation of yoga poses is a stairway. Stop on any step, okay? Hand on hip, elbow on knee. This is great. Hand to the floor, hand behind your back. This is great. Breathe wherever you is. If you want, bend your right knee, left leg straightens. Slide the spider back to the center of your mat. Slide your hand back and reach for a high five behind you. Bend your left knee. Point your left thumb at the ceiling and reach up. And if your hand meets your hand, great. If your hand doesn't, grab your towel. You're a good person. I like you. But the most important thing is, do you like me? No, I'm just kidding. Release. Hands to the floor. Walk your spiders to the right foot. Turn right, lower left knee down. Hands on right thigh. Push right knee over your toes. We've got another 4 set coming up. And we're going to add on one more time. And release. We're going to walk hands back to the left foot so that we can plant our hands at the top, just so that we're always doing these variations of 4. You can lower your knees for a second. We always want to be facing the same direction, especially so I can use the other camera and maybe show you my feet when necessary. Are you ready? So remember, we got 4 push-ups. Why do I keep doing this? Because it's first. First, we have 4 push-ups. And then second, we have 4 bunny hops. And third, we have 4 mountain climbers. That's each foot jumping towards the hand. And it may only be slightly forward. It doesn't have to be outside your hand. It's just a little mountain climber so that we're working through the hips. All right, so we know that one. And then we got our last one, and I'm going to show you that to you afterwards, but it's basically balancing on opposite limbs, okay? Are you ready? I'm so psyched. I'm so psyched for you and your badassiness. Lift your knees or keep them on the floor. You ready? 4 push-ups, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bunny hops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mountain climbers. Right foot forward. Switch. 1, switch, 2, switch, 3, switch, 4, switch, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, 4 on each side. Now when you take that right foot back, leave it in the air and lift your left hand. Then plant left, plant right foot, lift left foot, lift right hand. That's 1 set. Switch, boom, switch, boom, that's 2. Switch, boom, switch, boom, that's 3. Boom, switch, boom, switch, that's 4. Lower your knees. Bind your hands behind you. Don't be mad at me. I need friends. Slowly lower your forehead to the floor and lift your fists. Don't lift your fists over your head, even if you can. You're trying to pull your knuckles towards the top of the wall behind you, not to the ceiling above you. Release, lower your fists, lift your head, and get ready. We're going to do one more little sequence, one more set of 4. Oh, I love Saturday. I can wear my pajamas all day. I hope Tiny Diamond is watching this. If you don't know who Tiny Diamond is, you're not watching this channel. And I feel bad for you. Step your left foot forward, turn to the right, rise up into star. Turn your right foot out. Back, elbow to knee, hand to hip. Remember, if you're starting your practice, if this is all new, if you're still watching this and you're new to yoga, God bless you. Keep going, guys. Keep going, okay? Plant your right hand, lift your left leg. We're going to go through a different set of 4 here, all right? First, bend your left knee and draw it towards your chest. That means your left leg is hiked in the air like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. And now keep your knee bent 90 degrees and try to touch your right shoulder with your left big toe. Then straighten your leg and lift the ankle. Lower the ankle, bend the knee, draw it towards the chest. Keep the knee bent 90 degrees and extend through the hip. Your left big toe reaches for your right shoulder. Straighten the left leg, lift the left ankle, and you can do that with your right hand on the floor because we're going to do one more set, or hand on your shin or hand on a block. Left knee comes towards chest, knee and hip bend 90 degrees. And now extend through the hip, try to touch your right shoulder with your left big toe. Straighten your left leg and lift it up. Step your left foot back, rotate 180 degrees left, right knee down, hands on the thigh, push your left knee over your toes. Other side. Plant your hands, lift your right leg, turn and stack your hips, left hand on the floor, on a block or on your shin. Right hand on the hip. Bend the right knee, draw it towards your chest or shoulder. Keep your knee bent and try to touch your back with your right big toe. And then straighten your right leg and lift the ankle as high as you can. Lower it a little bit, knee to chest, big toe to your head or your back. Straighten your leg, lift your ankle high, lower it down. Bend your knee towards shoulder, pull your big toe back towards your back, straighten the leg, and lift the ankle. Step back, plant the hands, walk them to your right, left knee down, hands on right thigh, push your knee forward. And I don't think we stretched that left outer hip last time, did we? So plant that left hand. When you lift left foot, drag your knee forward an inch. Grab your foot with your right hand and draw heel towards tailbone. Release. We're going to turn back to the top of the mat. Step back. 4 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press back. 4 bunny hops. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 mountain climbers on each side. Right foot forward. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Step back. Lift right foot, left hand, switch, 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 switch. One more set, switch, and switch. Knees down, bind your hands behind you, lower your forehead, lift your fists off your butt, pull your knuckles back. Release. Plant your hands at the top of your mat. Slide your knees to your thumbs. Cross your ankles. And take a seat. Lie down on your backs. Oh. Grab your knees. Pull them to the sides of your mat, the long edges. If you are doing this live, or if we're still in quarantine when you're doing this, you're alone. You probably ripped that fart that you would avoid doing in a yoga studio. I get it. This is one thing you can enjoy about quarantine. I shouldn't tell you this, but Tiny Diamond has finally discovered at the age of almost 8 that farts are the funniest thing in the world. Plant your feet, plant your hands next to your feet, and push into your heels, lift your butt off the floor. Lower your butt to the floor. Make sure your heels are behind your sitting bones. Your feet are planted flat, your toes are pointing in the same direction, all 10 toes. So as you inhale, lift your butt off the floor, pressing into the heels, reach your hands up, and place the back of your hands on the floor above your head. As you exhale, lower your hips and your hands back to where they were. Inhale, pushing the heels, reach the hands up. Hips are high and the hands are on the floor above you. Exhale, lower your hips and your hands. See if you can get them to touch down at the same time. Inhale, lift your butt, reach up and back. Exhale, lower hips and hands. One more time, guys. Lift your hips, reach up and back. Please pause here at the height of your hips. Leave your hands where they are. And see if you can pull the groin down so that your butt touches the floor before any of your other vertebrae. And when your butt finally does come to the floor, somebody could slide their hand under your low back to the center of your mat. But you're leaving your hands above your head, but your arms are limp, okay? So if your elbows need to bend, if your hands need to slide towards closer to your head, that's great. And if there's an impingement or any pain in your shoulder, please reach your hands out to your sides or hands at your sides. Toe heel your feet apart, rest your knees against each other. Now, if your hands are above your head and you're able to at least halfway relax or at least breathe through the experience of your shoulders passively opening, passively resetting the hips, then just breathe here. And at any time, if it's more comfortable to you, to slide your legs straight and let your toes fall out, and for your arms to rest away from your heart or at your sides, please do that. And if you'd rather, rock yourself up to seated and sit in Sukhasana, meditation pose, please do that. Wherever you are, breathe. If there's still a movement your body needs, please feel free to add it here. This practice was filmed on April 11th, which has the potential to either be another day or the day, capital T, capital H, capital E, the day. If you're not working right now and you're quarantining at home, this is a great time to read that book that's been on your nightstand for months, maybe years. This is a great opportunity to pick up that hobby or just try painting for no fucking reason. It's a great opportunity to explore yourself. So even though there's some very dark clouds in the world sky right now, the sun, it can still poke through all that, like UV rays. They still go through clouds, so look for that. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend, a beautiful whatever, whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you again tomorrow, I hope.